Hey crafters, welcome to day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas craft. We have only 2 days to go. That's if you count this one. If this is your first time here, my name's Sarah and I love all things craft. So the other day I headed out to the store and I told my husband that I was only going to be a few minutes because I only needed to grab one thing. Well, any crafter worth her salt knows that never happens. I came home with that one thing that I went out to get, but also 10 other things that, maybe I might need to use one day. One of those things that I got were these little light up jars that I'm using in today's craft. I had no idea what I was going to do with them until Pinterest. What a bottomless hole that is. I saw something similar to today's craft on there and I just had to make my own. And these were so quick and so easy that I think I'm going to have to make some more. I added some glitter to the bottom of these jars and it just gives them this great glow. Each one has a different color. I am seriously in love with these little jars. So if you want to come craft with me, grab yourself some jars and some twinkly lights and let's get crafting. So the supplies you'll need for this project are these light up jars. Now these ones just have little areas for batteries in there. Now I did discover that these are actually, they were glued in. So I did have to pry some of them out because I want to add some glitter into the bottom of these just for a bit of festive cheer. So I got those from Kmart, 4 of them for $10. So they were pretty cheap. And so that didn't cost too much money. You'll need some black vinyl, black permanent vinyl, and some transfer tape. So we are good to go. Let's go work out the design in Design Space and get that cut out. So for this project, we're going to need an SVG from Creative Fabrica. And the good thing about this SVG is that it comes in a whole lot of separate pieces. So we can pick and choose what we're going to use. So click on the download that one. When you unzip the file after you've downloaded it, you will see that there's 2 SVG files. One says SVG as one layer. You don't want that one. So just download the one that says SVG, and that is the one we will use. So once you've brought it into Design Space, you'll see that there's all these layers involved in it. So we'll just click Ungroup. Now that it's ungrouped, we can see that it's all in different pieces. Now I don't want this long piece, so I'm just going to delete that. What I'm going to use for these 3 little cute jars is the house and the reindeer. I'm going to use some trees and some snowflakes. So then we can just get rid of all of the rest. So for the first one, I'm just going to have this house and the trees. So these 3 trees are grouped together. You can see here, there's 3 of them, they're all grouped. So if we click Ungroup on that one, now the trees are individual. So I'm just going to pop a couple of trees next to the house, and that can be our number 1. The next one we're going to use for the jars is these reindeers. Just going to make them a little bit bigger. And just going to pop a tree, and I'll copy and paste that tree, add another one, and these snowflakes, I'm just going to ungroup them as well and add a couple of snowflakes to this design too, and down here, grab a few more. I think 3 looks good because everything works better when it's got odd numbers, and we'll add that one there. Now for the third one, I'm just going to do some trees. So we'll just have trees, copy and paste a few of those, maybe make one of them bigger. There we go, and some snowflakes. Now you could use any designs you like. There's lots of designs out there. You could do a reindeer and Santa and some sleigh, because basically what we're looking for is we're going to do silhouettes on the outside of the jars so that the lights behind them make it look like a shadow. So you can do any design you like. Just keep it simple because you have to be able to cut it out on your Cricut. Now let's measure our jar. So I need them all to be 5 centimeters high. And because it's going to wrap around the jar, I'm going to leave all of these pieces as individual. I'm not going to group them together, and that way we can place them on separately. Otherwise, because the jar is round, they will go on easier if they're separate. Might just add a couple more snowflakes. I'll put them around in the spaces where there is nothing. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's cut them out. Now they're all just going to cut out next to each other like that, which is perfectly fine because I'm going to cut them out and stick them on all individually. So I'll just give them a bit of space in between each other. But I think that will be just fine. All right, let's cut them out. So I'm just going to cut them out of black permanent vinyl. Good to go, let's do it. So I've cut that out. Now that did take a little bit of time because those Christmas trees were quite intricate and had a lot of detail, as were the snowflakes. But it does appear that it has turned out quite well. So let's weed these. Okay, so we'll do the reindeer first. Pretty good. And there's my other reindeer. And the snowflake. Oh, these are weeding pretty well. And let's see how the trees go. They took a while to cut out, but it turned out all right. Just grab a little bit of transfer tape and pop it onto the reindeer. Okay, now we'll just place this. It really doesn't matter where you put them. There we go, and I'll put his little baby near him. There we go. Grab a tree. One of the trees around here. And another one. There we go, and now I'll just pop some snowflakes. So really, this is very random. If you want to be a bit more organized as to where things go, you can do that. I just like to put things wherever I feel like it at the time. There we go, that's great. I'm going to put a couple more snowflakes at the back here. I think I made 5 snowflakes for each one. And there we go. That turned out pretty good. I think that will look great with the lights behind it, a bit of glitter in the bottom. Let's see what the others look like. Now I did notice, and I don't know if you can see it, there's a line that's been cut in this SVG. And that's because when they created the SVG, they did something a little bit wrong and it didn't turn out perfectly. But it doesn't seem to matter. You can't really see it, so that should be okay. But if you don't like that, then feel free to choose another one. Because I make SVGs, I know that that's something that is easily fixed if they'd done a test cut of the SVG, but sometimes the SVGs you get aren't the best. But this one, we'll see how it goes. And that's why I always test cut my SVGs. So if ever you purchase an SVG from me, you'll always know that it works. If it doesn't, feel free to message me because I will fix it for you. Now, I'm going to use one that I put the glitter in for the house. So the way we're using it, you can't see the extra line that's been cut in it. But if it does bother you, you can use another one. Now this is why I didn't want to cut them all out together, why I wanted them individual, because as it goes down around the bottom curve, it's not going to stick flat. If we'd had them all in one piece, it would have meant they would have bent as we tried to get them to put on. But because they're all individual pieces, it works okay. Because these weed so well, I'm just going to weed them all in one piece. And there's number 2 done. Complete with a bit of glitter inside. And there we go. All done. Let's light them up and see what they look like. So how did you like those? I love them. They were so easy, and when the lights went out, they just looked amazing. So tomorrow is the last day of our 12 days of Christmas craft, and then it's over. I hope you've enjoyed crafting with me, because I know I've had a lot of fun. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, you can still do that, because every month I give away a free SVG, and you don't want to miss that. I would just love it if you left a comment and let me know how you went with the 12 days of Christmas crafts. Did you make any of them? How'd you go? You can find all the links to today's craft in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of the 12 days of Christmas crafts and some more crafty adventures. And until then, you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.